Hey everybody, it's Robert Earl out here at the Eco Ranch in Far West Texas. Beautiful sunny day. Hello. We're going to do something a little different today. Actually with this little series, if you want to call it that. I'm going to do a several part vlog about building the walls in the house. I've got the bedroom and bathroom wall, the guest bedroom, guest bathroom wall that's got to be finished so that I can sell the travel trailer, move it out of here. We only use the travel trailer for those nights when I'm snoring so bad and Debbie can't stand it. She sleeps in the travel trailer. Or for the bathroom, the toilet and the shower. If I finish the spare bathroom and the spare guest room, I can get rid of the travel trailer and start boxing in the rest of the house. So this vlog, this little segment, can't tell you how many parts it's going to be, but it's going to be about how I build the walls and specifically building this wall. As my plans have gone on with this house, I always use the term dynamic. We started initially, we were building walls about that thick. Well, the more study I did, and the more education I got on this, I found out that I want my walls a lot thicker. Now, luckily, the thin wall is on the northwest side of the house, so it's not that big of a deal, and I've got ways to solve the problems, which I'll talk about, the potential tiny little problems with a 19-inch wall. But the big thing is, I'm building it out of the wine bottles that I had. I didn't have enough wine bottles to do the whole house, but this small walls, I can do the wine bottles and get rid of the wine bottles with. So, this vlog is going to cover mixing the Portland, building the wall, cutting and polishing the window sills and the window casements. Now that's something that I do a little differently than most people, is the way I build my casements. And we'll get into that. But today, I'm going to show you, or I'm showing you, what I do for my mortar mix. People ask me all the time, what do I do for the mortar mix? And I don't buy I don't think you can see me. I don't buy a pre-done, pre-made mortar mix. It's just way too expensive. And I've got so much dirt, sand, rocks, and everything out here. What I do is I mix my own. Now, people have been nice, kind enough to donate Portland to us, and I thank everybody for that. The donated Portland is what's keeping me building right now. Because as springtime comes, first of all, I've had to do some work with the chickens. I've had to order some waterfowl, some ducks and geese that I need, that I've got to pay for next month. And the Portland cement that was donated has come in very handy. And please, if all your bills are paid and you like what we're doing out here and you can spare something, by all means, if you donate it to us, it will never go to waste, because this place is eventually going to become the property of a either a university or the state or even a private foundation, because I know it's very unique, and when it's done, it's going to be unique. And so we're building it with that in mind. So if you can donate anything for Portland or the roofing over the top of this thing, it is greatly appreciated. And the donate button is on the main page of the channel up in the corner. It will go to good use, and whatever you donate it for, it is going to be used for. It won't be used for anything other than helping build this place. So, I am standing in a hole. This hole is actually in the location inside the greenhouse where the water cistern is going to be. Just real briefly, a 3,000-gallon water tank costs me about $1,500 to buy. You need to have a year's worth of water. That's what you should have. That's an ideal safety thing, is to have a year's worth of water. Water storage capability. We have about 7,000 gallons of capability here, and we do have to we don't ration it, we just do have to watch what we do with it at 7,000. Ideally, if we had about 18,000, that would be a year's worth of water for us. Now, I know that doesn't sound like a lot to you people in the cities, but there are ways that I get into in another video of how you can learn how to save water without compromising your lifestyle. But I can either pay $1,500 for 3,000 gallons of a big black ugly water tank, or I can build a cistern. Now the cistern I'm standing in is going to be 15 by 30 when it's dug, and it's only going to be 4 feet deep. And it's only going to be 4 feet deep because that's all the higher I can throw the dirt as I'm shoveling. That in itself, I forget exactly what I figured. I think it's roughly 14,000 gallons of water. Plus the 7,000, I've got 21,000, there we go. So that's why I'm digging in this location, that's why it's shaped like it is. I take the sand and screen it. This screen is 1/4 inch. It's 1/4 inch hardware cloth. Now I put a lot more dirt in than this. I do this by hand because when I was doing this, I was wearing out the wheelbarrow. So if I do it by hand, gloves are cheaper than a new wheelbarrow. Screen out as much of the sand as I can. Dump it into a second wheelbarrow and repeat. What I'm left with, and I'm going to show you a handful of it here, what I'm left with is a mixture of sand and small rocks, small gravel that's under a 1/4 inch in diameter. Now, you purists out there, or people that know cement and mortar work will say, well, yeah, then now you're not making a mortar, you're making a cement. And that's true. This is kind of a mix between a cement and a mortar. And I'll get into the mix another time, but I do know that, and I've adjusted for it. The mix is rather unique, and I'll show you when we go get into the mixer. The rock I put over here, I pile the rock in a separate pile, and I use it for making my concrete when I do make my concrete, which of course is a different mix. And I also use the rock as filler when I've dug trenches out, or in the case of the bathroom and the bedroom that we're going to be working on. The bathroom and bedroom are, they need about that much fill, and that's going to be mostly the gravel, and then we're going to pour the slab on top of it. Although it's not going to be a real slab, and we'll get into that down the road. So here we are. This is how I mix it. This is what I use the Portland for. It's all very labor intensive. It's a hell of a lot more work than doing it with quote stick building, which I would have had this place done by now if I had done it with stick building. But I like what we're doing with the bottles, and you may like earth bags, you may like straw bales, you may like tires. I didn't like the tires, and I had 500 of them on the property before I found out I didn't like tires. But I just didn't like pounding the dirt in, but I'm older than a lot of people, so you may be able to pound the dirt in all day long. The tire walls, the earth ships make an excellent, excellent wall. But we're going to do it this way. We'll get on to where I dump this dirt a little bit later, and the steps I'm going through to build this wall. So and there'll be cuts in here as usual because I ramble too much and I cut out some of the extra stuff. So there we go, and I'm getting back to work. Well, here I am at my dirt pile with my trusty dog Cascade. Pretty simple, self-explanatory. It's where I dump the dirt. I've got the old plywood down here because it's just easier to slide the flat shovel underneath it to load these buckets, and that's how I measure. My measurement, and I'll get into this in the next segment of this, but it's just a typical mortar mix, which is 6 parts sand to 1 part Portland. I add 5 pounds of this granulated bentonite clay, cat litter, that we have to each and every mix, each and every mixer load, and that seems to it serves 2 purposes. If I put too much water in, it soaks up the extra water. But also, it seems to give a little bit more give to my mix, because with the gravel in here, we've sacrificed a little bit of the flexibility, so we're getting it back with the bentonite. So let me just dump this. Now this pile, by the way, it serves three purposes. First of all, of course, it's my sand pile for the. We killed 12 of these, so this is quiet now. It's the sand for my Portland, but then it's also a place for the chickens to take a dust bath. So they dust bath this and just spread it everywhere. So it's a constant battle there. And even though there's an entire huge desert out here, the cats use it as a toilet. So I can't do anything about that unless I just get rid of the cats, and I need the cats to keep the snakes and the rats down. So what I'm going to do is keep going with this until I get this area all filled up. It takes 3 wheelbarrow loads to a bag of Portland. Every wheelbarrow load will do about 40 bottles, wine bottles. So it's 120 wine bottles per bag. So I've got to get this filled up, so I've got 2 or 3 days worth of work, because that's how long it's going to take me to finish this wall. So I better get on to work. Alright, you guys, this is not for a dust bath. Yes, Casper, take yourself away. Well, if you can see me in this, I'm done for the day, and this is about enough sand for me to do mortar work for maybe 4 days. And it's a good thing, because I went out and I remeasured, and I'm going to show you the wall we're going to work on in the next segment, part 2. I'll show you that wall right now. Follow me. Well, you got here ahead of me. Hey, Cascade. This is the wall. This is the bedroom wall. And from this beam to about, I think you can see me over here, but if not, from this beam, about 26, 28 inches is closet. So the actual bedroom is from here all the way over to the other side of the fireplace here. This is the wall that's coming up. It's actually as high as it, hey, you can't even see me. The wall is actually as high as it needs to go right now. So what I have to do is I've got to get the mortar in here, and we're lacking a couple of bottles here. Get the mortar in here, then I have to cut the window sill and put the sill in, and put the windows in. Now these windows, I'm going to show you these windows. Now these windows were custom order at our local lumber yard, which is McCoy's here, and they're 2 feet by 3 feet. They were custom order, and then thank you, and then the order canceled, so I was able to buy them at a discount. Now each window, I got 3 of them, and each window is smaller than what I would like in the bedroom here. But if I put 2 together, I've got enough room. I've got a big enough window rather. So that's what we're going to do, and that's going to be the challenge in doing this, in doing the windowsill, and I'll show you that next. Now this right here is my stash of limestone slabs. I've got these odd-shaped ones that are about 2 inches thick, and they're, I think, 26 wide is what they are. And then I've got these 4 1-inch mocha-colored 4-foot by 4-foot slabs. Those slabs there are going to go in the kitchen. They are going to actually be our kitchen countertop in the inside kitchen. But these here are what we're going to use for the windowsill and the casements. And rather than tell you about it in this video, I'll show you. But I did want you to get a look at them. They are, you know, rough cut, and you'll see how we polish them up and get them in place to set the window. This is really cool, the way we set these windows in the casements that I'm going to use. Now also, if you've watched any of our other videos, there are limestone slabs all over the place. The outdoor kitchen has limestone slabs. Some of the benches are limestone. All this limestone comes from the quarry near Luders, Texas, the Luders Quarry. And Luter's stone was all the rage a couple of years ago. The McMansions were all getting Luter's stone to, you know, for countertops in their McMansions. Now that's been a couple of years ago, and like so many of these upwardly mobile types say, oh, it's so 2013. So they probably are ripping the Luter's stone out, but there's not a thing wrong with it. Stone lasts forever, and that's what we're going to use in the casements on every window in the house. So back to the wall. This is where we're going to work tomorrow. We'll get started on it, and I'll give you an idea of just how I do it. And hopefully you'll like this little video log of doing this wall. It should take me about a week to do starting from now. So we'll follow along with me, and hopefully you'll find something interesting in it. And maybe we'll have some fun. Who knows? So until tomorrow, this is Robert Earl out at the Eco Ranch in Far West Texas, along with Cascade, who is absolutely stupid, saying, "See you later." You're a dummy. You know that? You are a dummy. Come on up here. Come on. All right. Nasty dog breath. Come on.